What's up, everybody? What is up? Hold on, let me do this real quick. Okay, cool. All right, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? How is everybody doing today, man? I hope you guys are having a good one, man. I know it looks like I have some energy and I'm excited and happy, but I'm very disappointed. And I love all of my hustlers, everybody that has supported me from day one, but I always knew this day would come. Okay, and I knew this day would come to where I would have to face bad business head on. Okay, and I'm excited about actually facing this because it don't make no dang sense how you could try to help people and people or some people, not talking about everybody because I've done plenty of good business with plenty of people that supported my platform. But there's always a few rotten apples. Okay, whether you're watching this now or later, this is what's the date? I want to make this quick. This is the 15th of November. Okay, and unfortunately, there is a person that has been trying to catch me slipping. Right? They have. It's interesting though because this person was somebody that I've actually been doing business with for years. Well, on and off. Right? This person is a person, and I'm gonna be honest, right? Because again, I don't tend to ever make videos shouting out anybody that has been subscribed to me or anything. But what I realized is you got to understand, I give my personal connections out to the internet, like people that I actually bang with, like buyers that I actually pay thousands of dollars to every single month. And I actually get money from every single month. I'm giving to you guys to be able to work with too, right? So everybody be like, oh, Brandon, how do you source this product? How do you do this? I give y'all what I can give y'all. And somebody has tried to ruin one of my relationships with a buyer, right? They actually sold me a fake phone and it almost got to the buyer. Now, if somebody sold me a fake phone, and I'm going to go through the receipts, but I want to show you guys how to avoid this type of stuff happening, right? Now, I did want to keep everything confidential. I don't want to give out nobody's address or anything, and I'm not doing this out of ill will or ill intent, but I do want to say, like, you can't go doing somebody wrong and think that it's okay, right? And this person is, for some weird reason, I'm going to refrain from cursing in this one because this is a female. And I do want to show respect in a way that I feel they deserve. Because even if somebody does something wrong to you, it don't necessarily mean you got to snap out. You feel me? Now, I can snap now, but I ain't finna snap, right? Because it's business. It's not personal, it's business. And me making a business decision, and this has to do with phone flipping, right? So to give a whole transparent background is I have a phone flipping price list where you buy it, you pay $90, and I give you 50 buyers. 50 people that will buy phones from you, right? So I gave this price list to this young lady. Young lady brought this price list. This young lady has had this price list probably for like a year. Mind you, she brought it last year. She's been keeping in touch with me here and there, but never has sold me a phone. I also want you to keep in your mind that it's hard times out now, right? Like, it's hard times, okay? So, boom, this person hits me up. They're like, hey, I want to sell a phone. And I'm like, okay, cool. So they hit me up personally, and this should have been a red flag to me because on my price list, I literally have an email you hit up if you want to sell a phone. But this person's in my private community. And again, I talk to people in the private community, obviously. So she's like, yeah, I want to sell a phone. I'm like, okay. So it don't even dawn on me like she's talking to you, bro. Like, she's not even talking to the people. But cool. So she wants to give me this phone. She's like, can I send it? I was like, it's like procedures. Like, you have to like send the IMEI and everything. You can't just send it to the address. She's like, oh, well, can I just send it to the address on prices? No, you can't. Can I send it to your store? No, you can't. You got to send me the information so I can send it to the buyer, see who wants it, and then we can go and proceed. So boom, we go in. She sends the information. Now, I hate a panicked person because when somebody is a panicked person, they're easily like they are always on edge every single time because I guess they're scared something might happen. They start to like become irritable and also irritating because The person gives me the information, but you got to remember, I'm talking 50 buyers, people that are in China also, that when we're up wide awake, they're asleep. So it takes a while. It may take maybe 10 hours or even 6 hours to get a response from everybody, right? So she's like rushing me, like, hey, do you got any response from all the buyers yet? Are they interested? Are they interested? I'm like, all right, bet. Like the buyers, they interested. I told her I got this offer, this offer, this offer, just to update her, right? She jumps on her offer. Like everybody didn't give an offer yet. But I told her what offers were given. She jumps on the highest one. So I'm like, okay, interesting. So boom, I give her that offer. It was $1,000. So I was like, okay, $1,000 will be paid out to you for this phone. I didn't have the phone. It was just the IMEI. Okay. So boom. Now next was, all right, where do I ship it? And I was like, okay, you can ship it here. Okay, I'm gonna ship it tomorrow. But she said, yeah, I'm gonna ship it tomorrow overnight. This is the first time ever in my phone flipping price list. Now I've dealt with thousands of people selling me phones. Okay. I don't have to flip phones really no more because I have so many people selling me phones literally every day, right? So I'm used to this, but never ever do they be like, especially with just one phone, do they say, I'm gonna just overnight it, because overnighting costs you bread. So when she said that, I thought to myself, oh, okay, well, maybe she just wants to get to this money. Cool, right? Boom. I send her the address to send it to. We have different addresses depending on what place it's going to. So if it's going to overseas, like near France or Paris, then we'll go and have you ship it to a location in New York. If it's going to another place, maybe Virginia, we'll have you ship it to Philly. Like we have different places. So boom, I give her the address. She says, okay, I'm overnight. She goes and she overnights it. All right. Now, when she's overnighting it, she then sends me something, right? She goes, and remember, I said that she was a very panicked person, right? So she goes and she starts sending me this stuff, like, correction, the phone will be delivered tomorrow, because she originally told me it was going to be delivered a whole nother date or whatever. Then she changes it. She's like, it's going to be delivered, da-da-da. And then she said, silly question, where do you go to check and see if the phone is locked or unlocked? And I told her the website. Boom. Okay. Everything is normal right now. Okay. Everything is normal. All right. Now, here goes when a package gets delivered. She's like, hey, Brandon, the package, mind you, she's not even going through the email, like through the whole process. She's skipping the whole process. And it's my fault. I take full blame on it because I should have been like, yo, listen, I got procedures and people that I pay to do this, that, and the third. So you need to go through them. But I was thinking this is perfect. This is a person in a private community. I'm finna just help them, right? I got the package. The package was delivered by Blackgate. And then she starts snapping. She like, I don't have an update. Now this is on a voting day. This is on November 5th, voting day. She's like, yeah, I don't have any update. Nobody's updating me. It would be nice to get an update. I'm like, yo, I gave people off so they can go and vote. Like they'll be back by 6. All right, boom. She don't really comment back. So then, boom, I hit him up. I'm like, yo, you get the phone? He's like, yeah. So I told her, I was like, we got the phone. So she's like, okay, yes, great, awesome, right? Okay. Now, after this is when stuff starts getting, because remember, I'm gonna stop. Kurt, this is when stuff starts getting real shaky, right? So, phone's got, okay? I told the person we got the phone, okay? And now, I don't think anything of it. Usually, I'm not gonna lie, I have somebody check it, and then we just go and ship it to the buyer. But something this day, which again, I believe in the higher power, and I don't need any of my buyers thinking I'm selling them fake stuff, right? Like that's a big thing. Like you don't want your buyer thinking that you're selling them fake phones. What happens if you do that is they will not mess with you anymore, because they will pay that $1,000 and then not be able to recoup it and then have a phone that's not real, right? So boom, that day I was just at the location and I looked at the phone. Phone was open. Now, I don't know if I have I don't know where it is. But the box, I thought I had the box in here, but the box was open to the point to where, like the phone box, for example, this is the phone box. one little green tab was sealed, and then the other one was wide open, like the other one was open. So automatically when I saw that, I was like, this is interesting. So I started filming. And the reason I started filming because I wanted to create content on how to assess a phone. So I see that the phone is sealed on one end and then open on the other. So I open it. And I'm like, and you can see it in the video opening it. And I'm gonna do a more extensive version of a video on this. I just had to go live, and I gotta tell whoever needs this to watch out. Okay, what's up? What's up? How are you? Boom. So it was open, and I'm like to myself, why would they only pull one green tab off of an iPhone box, but not the other one? Because now it's unsealed regardless. You feel me? So if you open the phone is open. So why would you have one sealed? Mind you, this is coming from Miami. Now I'm gonna tell you something about Miami. I'm gonna tell you something about Florida. Okay, I love Florida. I used to actually want to move down to Florida. There's a lot of money in Florida. But one thing I will say about Florida is Florida, you gotta watch out. I mean, I don't know that. You gotta watch out because Florida, they be scamming. Okay, they scam. I'm telling you, like, you got to know where the scammers is at. And one place the scammers is definitely at is Florida. They're also in New York, definitely Cali. Like, those are places where I know scammers are. So I'm more aware when I'm getting things from those places, right? So I'm like, all right, bet, whatever, right? So I don't want to open the box because I'm thinking to myself, like, why would this be open? Like, whatever, right? So then I go and I'm like, all right, bet, cool, whatever. So I'm thinking to myself, yo, B, you better check this because, and while I'm filming the video, I'm talking, but in my mind, I'm thinking, you better check this because it looks like this is something suspicious that may actually not fall through. I'm not like jumping to a conclusion, but I'm also not dumb, right? I've been doing this for a long time. And you never really see a phone that's halfway open unless the person took the phone out, right? So boom, I go. Then I'm like, let me do this real quick. I'm like, let me match the IMEI up. So I'm about to show you the IMEI real quick. So I'm like, let me match this up real quick because something ain't right. So boom, I go and I pull this up. And then they say iPhone 16 Pro Max Natural 512, right? Gigabyte. But on the box, it said 1 terabyte. I'm like, wait. I'm like, hold on. The box says 1 terabyte. The IMEI says 512. Nyla. Hold on, y'all. Can you look on my desk and see if it's a phone in my room? Look to see if it's a phone case in there. Yeah. You can look too. There should be a phone box. Go look. Go what? Not right now. A phone box. You don't see a phone box? Thank you. You don't see it? It's not there? Okay. All right, bet. So anyway. So boom. The phone box says 1 terabyte. The IMEI says 512. So I'm thinking to myself, either the person that brought the phone is about to get paid more than $1,000, or this is fake. So, number one, I want you guys to know this happens, right? Where you got to make sure you're not being too trustworthy of anybody, right? Like, mind you, this person isn't a person that just purchased something one time from me. This person has purchased courses from me, book calls, everything, right? But you got to remember we're in hard times, so people are going to start to do weird stuff no matter what type of relation. Sometimes people will sit there. I know it's hard as a business owner or somebody even trying to create a business or an income stream. You're like, yo, like, I'm starting to connect with people, and you start getting happy. And especially if they're a long time supporter, you start to really trust them. But you really got to think to yourself, like, who is out there in the gutter and will do anything to try and pull the next person down, right? So I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, all right, this is weird. So I said, I'm gonna turn on the phone. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna turn the phone on, and when I turn this phone on, I'm sure that it's going to say 512. I mean 1 terabyte. Because remember, it said 1 terabyte initially. So I'm thinking to myself, it gotta say 1 terabyte on the box. Because if it's on the box, it gotta be in the phone. Mind you, the phone had the little plastic thing on it. So I'm thinking to myself, like, all right, if I take the plastic off, I will potentially mess up her offer. So now y'all should be catching my drift. Y'all should be seeing where the setup was, because on a price list, you got a price for open, you got a price for sealed, right? This person was halfway sealed, halfway open. Thank you for the hearts. I appreciate you. So I'm like, okay, if I open this phone, I'm about to take a loss because I'm still gonna pay the stack. I'm still gonna pay the $1,000. Yo, look at this. Yo, it don't even look like an Apple battery. That's crazy. But boom. So I go and I say I'm not going to take off the white. But what I'm gonna do instead, I'm gonna turn the phone on, and you can always see the phone screen through the white little cover. You always can. So I turned it on and it looked like an Apple phone. So I'm like, all right, now let me do some more deep digging because this don't make no sense, right? So then I start to talk to her, right? Now I'm gonna read y'all. I should be able to show y'all actually. So let me show y'all real quick. All right. Okay. So they text her. They said thank you for getting back to. Oh no, they email her and said we need your Cash App because she wanted to get paid via Cash App. So we're getting the Cash App. Boom. Nice. Cool. She sends the Cash App. So I'm like, okay, it must be something she don't know. I'm in my mind, I'm like, yo, how can I get her $1,000? Now let me explain to you why. Because in the private community, I was like, yes, no need to rush, relax. Or the offers are coming. She was like, I just spent all my money, all my rent money on this, and da 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 da. And I'm feeling bad because I'm like, dang, like you spent your whole rent money on this, and like I really don't want you to take this loss, right? So I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, yo, how can I help her, right? So then I sent her an email. I'm like, hope you're doing well. I'm reaching out regarding the iPhone 16 Pro Max. And I basically told her everything I just told you. Like it's 1 terabyte model on the box, but like on the IMEI, it's a 512. Mind you, this person is not phone savvy. So I think what it was is somebody must have told her to try and finesse me. That's what I think it was, right? Which was not smart. So boom. Then I send her the pictures of the phone, right? So as you guys can see, look at the box. The box say 1 terabyte. It say 1 terabyte. The IMEI that she sent me was the IMEI 2. So all iPhones got two IMEI, excuse me. They got an IMEI 1 and an IMEI 2. She sent me the one that said IMEI 2. The IMEI 2 one actually goes to a whole different gigabyte. Ain't that weird? But it's a new finesse. Because what they do is, if you're at a meeting and you're about to buy a phone with somebody, they, from what I'm insinuating or thinking, is they want you to they think that you're going to put in that IMEI, and then you're going to look and be like, okay, everything checks out. But like we do a 6-point inspection every time you send us a phone. So we'll check every single IMEI, right? So then, boom, I'm sending her all the proof. So I'm like, all right, bet. She's going to be a little upset, right? Like if you spent all your rent bread on the phone, then you find us a clone, you'll be upset. You're going to be like, yo, how can I get this fixed, right? Or maybe you might think I'm lying. That's one thing I was thinking too. She's going to think that we didn't put the Johnski in there, right? Her response was, I'm in shock, honestly. I was scammed. How can you say you're shocked and that you were scammed? How? If that was the case, theoretically, say you were shocked and you're scammed. How did you buy the phone? That's my question. How did you buy the phone? Because if you brought the phone, let's really do it. Let's think. if you brought the phone, right? And let's say the phone was brought and the person, I guess, decides I'm gonna sell it to the buyer's price list. Then you would think that you would, if the phone was halfway open, you would check the phone, right? That's what I would think, that the person would check the phone. I would think that the person would actually go and like make sure it's a real phone, especially if it's her first phone that she's buying, right? But this one seems like she brought the phone and never ever looked inside the box. Because if you look inside the box, you can see this is not a real. Well, it looks like one, but if you turn it on, you see it's not real. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, all right, maybe she got scammed. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, maybe she got scammed. Okay, I guess I'll believe it, right? And then she sends this. I'm in shock. Honestly, my due diligence was not thorough enough. Bro, you trying to scam me, bro? Like, come on now. Now this is what it looked like when I turned it on. It looked just like this, but it had like the little setup menu. It went through the whole. It had this whole thing with the English and all of that, right? But the difference is I could tell the fonts were different. I could tell a bunch of different things was wrong with it, right? All right, I'm like, whatever. Okay. When anybody responds like this, she said, I didn't do my due diligence, but then she says, you can ship it back to me. I will see what I can do to get rid of the phone. No. You wanted me to, you wanted literally to send me this fake ass phone. Thinking I was going to pay you a stat. Are you stupid? Okay. Cool. So I still didn't think, y'all, that this was the case because, again, I'm thinking that it's good business. So let me tell y'all what happened today. And let me explain to you guys why I tell y'all mostly everything with my hardships in business is because I think a lot of transparency is not out there in social media. I feel like we show you our wins, we show you all of the good things, and hey, I could go on here and I can show you the money that people have made with the buyer's price list this week. But instead, I'd rather show you a failure. I'd rather show you a failure on my end. Shout out to everybody joining because I think that it's very important for us to like understand where we fuck up at, because the things that we do that are not beneficial to our progression, I think can also help somebody else avoid that hardship. Paris. So next, I'm like, all right, bet. Here. Mm-hmm. I'm like, all right, bet. This person would do it to me. So today, mind you, I told you she was somebody that was in the community and we have done work together. Today, and I'm so glad of the team I got. I ended up messaging her and I was like, hey, I really don't think that this was intentional, but if it was, please allow me to know because we're still doing an investigation in this. And it also turns out that the phone was turned on before. And we also could see that it was set up prior. And I was like, you didn't happen to do this, right? No response. But the response I did get was the person then trying to tell their bank that they didn't make any purchases with my business at all. So I just disassociate herself with the business. And that's when I knew. That's when I knew. And it's okay. But I'm making this because, again, like I can sit there and say, yo, I know how to phone flip. I know how to do this. And this is how you do that. And this is how you. I could do all of that, right? I can give you the tips, the tricks, and all of that. I could say I'm an expert and say I made $1 billion yesterday phone flipping. Cool. But I'm going to tell you something. Everybody gets got. Everybody gets caught slipping. Everybody loses. And like this is to the entrepreneur that's out there that's like, yo, I ain't never taken a loss, or this loss hurt me so bad I'm finna quit, or dang, I don't know what to do because I'm not seeing the success. Or the person that feels like they're not getting what they want as far as a result, I resonate with you completely. But one thing I will tell you is that everybody gets got. Okay, everybody gets got. I sit in this room and I'm upset sometimes at myself because I feel like I'm just not executing. But everybody gets got. But you should never feel scared to start your business, to continue to improve your business, to live and breathe your business because you might fail. You should never be scared. Like me opening up my connections, so let me tell you what happened. Let me tell y'all what would happen. If I would have gave that buyer that fake phone, that buyer would have took the phone, they would have saw it was fake. They would have hit me out there and said, "Hey B, this phone fake. We want our bread back." Then I would have been like, "All right, let me hit the custody up and see if they'll give you the bread back." Customer not gonna get bread back. Then they're gonna be like, "Well, come on, man, what's up, man? You vouch for all of your subscribers and all of the people that are in your community. Listen, B, we don't do all of this public stuff because buyers don't. They don't want to sell to everybody. They don't want to buy it from everybody, right? So they're like, we didn't ask for this. This is you. Where's my money?" That's what would have happened, right? And then me, I would have been like, "Listen, let's calm down here, buddy. Let's calm down here. I don't want no smoke, but I ain't running from none either now. Give me a second." And I'm gonna hit up the customer. Customer probably wouldn't still answer. Cool. Long story short, I would have lost that relationship. But that's not it. What would have happened was I would have said, "Yo, you got burnt. Just like I got burnt, you got burnt. Let's move on." The buyer would have been like, "No." The buyer would have been like, "Nah, ski, no." What? Right? So then they would have said, "F you, Brandon, and F our partnership." And then they would have told other buyers. And then when they would have told other buyers would then be reserved to work with me because they would be like, "Well, if one of his subscribers does send us a fake phone, how are we sure that we'll be able to recoup our investment or our money?" Buyers are spending money paying you out of respect from me because I'm the one that set it up. You see what I'm saying? So it's like that's when it becomes like the whole brand thing. Like you put your brand out there for others to eat, but then if they don't do the right thing, you sort of kind of put in the middle. So it would have messed up my whole priceless infrastructure, and I probably would have had to do a bunch of work and pay a bunch of money. And that is a tremendous fear of mine now. But one thing I will say, it's not gonna stop me, right? Because we caught it, and we caught it because we have a system. And when it becomes to being an entrepreneur, you need to make sure you have a system. And you might think that I'm talking about having a system as far as making sure if you sell in a product that the product is this and making sure the buyer does that and all that. No, I'm talking about a system with you. You should have a system. What is your system when you fail? What is your system when you succeed? Now, if you're into sports, you may hear the system of the 24-hour rule, which is, okay, if we won a big game, we'll celebrate for 24 hours and then we'll focus on the next one. That's the system. Why? Because we don't want to get so wrapped up in the win that we forget that we got another opponent to face next week or tomorrow or another day. What is your system? You watching right now, what's your system? What is your system when you fail? What do? Do you go home, crawl up in a ball, cry? Do you want to fight somebody? Do you get angry? Do you go to your car, listen to music? What is your system when you get overwhelmed? What is your system? Now, I know that a lot of us may not even understand what I'm saying, and some may understand but not know what their system is, and that's the problem. Because that is what's going to make you quit faster. If you don't have a system of, okay, if things go wrong, this is how I react usually. And if I'm not reacting that way, I need to be able to put myself back into this system and reboot. And this is what I find works for me, right? Like my system, if I fail, if I don't get my work done, or if I lose money, one, it's I need time. I'll take a day off. If it's a big enough loss, I'll take a day off. I'll sit there and think to myself, like, yo, you gotta chill out. You gotta calm down, bro. Because like me, I'm emotional with this. Like I care about this because I don't put my time into this stuff for no reason. So when you're emotionally invested into a business, it does play on your emotions. When you're doing great, you're happy, you're good. But when you're doing bad, you can be depressed and upset and sad. But like, what's your system to get you out of either mood? Because just like you could be happy, you need to get the hell out of that mode too. Because being happy because you made money, or being happy because you opened another store, or being happy because you reached a milestone, that doesn't keep your business afloat. Because you're only as valuable as your last or your next success, honestly. You're only as valuable as that, right? Like when sports, yeah, you won the chip, great, cool, you won it that year, but what about next? Or anything. If Walmart provides you with a toothpaste that you like to use, right? Great, cool. You go to that Walmart every single time to get that toothpaste. But if you go there one time and that toothpaste not there, you might be like, damn, I don't like this Walmart now. I only came here for the toothpaste. I'll give you a great example. I like crabs, right? And I love crabs. And here in Philly, we got this place, or this lady that sells these crabs, and they really, really good, right? I've been getting these crabs all summer. $50 a pan. It's only like six. No, it's $25 a pan. It's 6 crabs. They're good. Best crabs I've ever had in my life, right? Boom. I go maybe 2 weeks ago to go and get the crabs. Now I get the crabs almost every week. But this week, it was a buy 3, get 1 free. So I was like, man, I'm going to buy 3 of them, get 1 free. So I buy the crabs. And then when I buy the crabs, they're really, really cold. Now, they're usually not hot. It's usually they just, package them in a pan and then you got to heat them up. But this time it was like so cold, my hands were burning. So I go to the lady. I'm like, yo, why are they so cold? She said these were in the freezer. I'm like, all of them are in the freezer. She's like, yeah. Okay. Cool, whatever, right? So I go home and then I do the same thing. I heat the crabs up and I'm about to eat them. Mind you, these crabs I get every week. Not just 1 pan or 2 pans or 3 pans, a lot of pans, okay? This is a natural, regular occurrence. But guess what? When I calculate and think about it, they making bread. This person is making money now selling these crabs. So they found the new hustle because they don't really sell crabs on a regular. It's just something they do, right? So long story short, I go to eat the crabs this time. And like the meat is all mushy and nasty because it was frozen. I didn't think of that. I'm thinking frozen crabs, all right, but it could have just been frozen for like a couple hours or something. No, it looked like these crabs are sitting. Now, psychologically, I like the crabs, but I don't like the way they taste this time. So guess what? I'm never going back to eat those crabs again. Now I have a fear of buying those crabs because of that one experience. That one experience. So, and it made me think to myself, like, yo, in business, when you're first starting out, sometimes that one experience makes you never want to go back. Now, those crabs may never taste the way that they tasted that week. That might have just been a bad week. But it's the fact that I had that experience that lasted and sort of kind of took me out of my zone. Now, the crabs is good every other week. You feel me? Up to that week. But now I'm just so reserved. I'm like, I don't know if I ever want them again. Because you got too lazy. You're like, oh, yeah, these people buying these crabs. Now let me try to supply more. So let me freeze them. And now I can fulfill more and get, instead of just doing the same thing you've been doing that's been working. And that's what we do. We may see something works, but we don't have a system in place to bring ourselves down. So if we see like we getting $100 a day, we're going to try to duplicate that process and maybe go extra or overboard and make it seem forced. And now nobody wants our product anymore. So they wanted that product from you. They wanted to buy from you. But then now they starting to realize, like, damn, he doing too much. He listing that product way too much. Or man, what? He's talking about this item too much. Or you start pushing things because you don't have a system and you don't know how to reset yourself. So I challenge everybody watching this now or later to figure out a system. Because when you get down or when you get out, like this person is trying to, this person really is trying to cost me. She cost me, was trying to make me take a $1,400 loss. And I'm explaining how. Because to disassociate herself, she was trying to, again, like I said, tell her bank that she didn't get any of the services or whatever. And I'm not worried about that part because, I mean, we obviously have proven all that. But it's like the point. Like, when you get to a certain level, you get used to chargebacks, obviously, because that's what people do. But I think it's harder when you start getting emotionally attached to people in your circle or in your business. It's sort of kind of like that coworker that you like, or that person you go to work with, and they always make your time go by fast. Like, man, that's my guy. This is my guy at work. We don't talk outside of work, but that's my guy. When I get into work, we be having fun. But then he move on or he get fired. And then you got to still go to that job and maintain the same productivity. It's hard. And it's the same thing with business. It's like you love your customers and you love people that support you and you support them. But what happens when they got to go? What happens when they do you wrong or when they've been doing or planning all along to catch you slipping like a transmission? What happens? You got to be able to put that system in place so you can keep it moving. My system, analyze, right? Like, first understand what the hell just happened. This person is trying to try to sell me a fake damn phone. Okay, great, cool. Next, analyze myself, my feelings, my emotions. And I think that's something entrepreneurs don't do. We build up a lot of frustration because, again, we see a lot. We see a lot of people succeeding and stuff. You know, when you turn on your phone and all you see is success, you start to wonder why you're not one of them. When you turn on your phone and you start to see everybody flaunting money, you start to wonder why you don't have that money they have. It makes you feel less, right? Because you start turning your phone on and you start seeing everything that you don't got. It makes you look and feel like the one off, the one that doesn't have, the one that's missing out, right? You go on your you go on your phone, you see a whole bunch of guys on trips and doing this, or you see a whole bunch of women in cars and getting purses, and you start thinking to yourself like, damn, why not me? You start thinking and judging and hoping and wishing and wondering. You know, you start comparing yourself, and it starts making you devalue yourself. That's when you need to have a system, you know. And I think as an entrepreneur, the worst thing I've done or have went through is losing people and thinking that since I lost this person or that person or people in general, there's no more. Or students. I've taught a lot of people how to flip phones. A lot of people have made money. I've even had some people try to compete against me after me teaching them. And I would say that's the hard little pill to swallow. That's the hard one. What I mean by them trying to compete against you is like when it becomes to the point to where they do it out of bad faith. Like, you didn't taught this person everything, and then all of a sudden they just like, oh, let me try to step on your toes in your place. You know what I mean? It happens. But how, as an entrepreneur, do you reset system? And that took me a long time to learn that because I used to be down and depressed and upset. And then I realized if I allowed everybody to do this to me or make me feel that way, what am I going to do? Do I really want to be successful? Because what am I going to do when I get into another stratosphere or on another level, more people? And I think you got to think of that right now. Whether you're a big reseller or a small one, a big phone flipper or a small one, what's your system when you fail? Do you cry about it? Do you just quit for a little bit, take a break? What's your system? So learn that, guys, because that's important. That system aspect is very important, and something that I wish I knew. A lot of things that I tell you guys are things I wish I would have knew prior to me embarking in certain journeys. Because I've been very very broke before. I've been invisible to people. You know what I mean? So yeah, that system is important. Very very important. But yeah, they tried to get me, but it happens. And this is just me telling you somebody tried to get me just this one time, but there's people that try to get me all the time, right? That's how it works. and people will shoot that out. We do that tomorrow. People will because that person, it's not much on here right now. The people will take advantage of you. I'll tell you. Ain't good business ain't. I understand it because there's a lot of people struggling right now. A lot of people struggling, and I mean the whole struggle aspect is sort of kind of like people are struggling, so they'll do whatever. What up? What up, broski? What's up, man? How you? How are you? I hope you having a good day. I hope you have a great weekend as well, man. And stay safe. You hear me? Oh, let me see if I can show you. Okay. So this is how that phone came, and then when I turned it on, right, it went just like this, right? It went like it went like this. So now I'm thinking to myself, yo, and I ain't gonna lie, this is a good fake to a certain extent. It's sort of kind of not good, but it is good too. Let me see if I can turn these lights down. I want to show y'all something. Oh, where's the light at? Hold on, y'all. All right, so y'all can see it a little bit better. Look at where it say this Apple with the Apple. So it actually acts like it's gonna let you sign in, but it don't really let you sign in. I'm good, man. I'm good. I can't complain. Another day, another dollar, another opportunity. So I mean, can't complain. So, yeah, it has everything that a real iPhone would have, but it's just fake as hell. And like all of it is just a front, you know. So yeah, and if you do buy a phone like this, really all you gotta do is look at the camera. Like the camera is trash. Oh, it died. No, it didn't. Camera's garbage on here. Let me show you. The camera is so trash. But it even has like the slow mo and everything, but it just doesn't work. Like it got the slow mo, but it doesn't do it. Like it's not doing slow mo right now. Like it's crazy. It's really crazy. Like look at this quality. Like this quality is so bad. But yeah. But yeah. So that's my story for today. That is my story for today. It's an unfortunate one, but it is what it is. Black unlock no cracks. iPhone 13. I can do 20. I'm also going to be showing you guys how to make more offers. I have some more videos coming for sure. I'm just getting ready for Black Friday. Black Friday is really important. It's just really important, y'all. And I got some feedback from a few people that have been able to start the drop shipping from Walmart and Target. So that's always good to hear too. That's always good to hear when I see people actually um, taking part into like different little new avenues that they haven't, yet truly understood before. So like drop shipping from major websites like Walmart, Target, those like income streams are going to be really lucrative. Um, and also, if you don't want to drop ship, right? Let's say you like drop shipping ain't me. So back in like 2016, I remember going Black Friday to buy stuff, laptops, and then I would just buy them and list them back up on OfferUp the same night, instant profit. Like I'm gonna tell you, man, it's so much money out here. There's so many ways to make money. Like on Black Friday, if you're young enough and because Black Friday is not how it used to be. Like Black Friday used to be where people stand in lines and it used to be lit. But like now, it's a ghost town. That's because everybody orders online. So if you're somebody looking to make bread, go to the store for them because you got to think about it. You'll have people that want the Black Friday sales, but they're eating Thanksgiving dinner. So what you do is you like, all right, bet I see a laptop on sale or like something for $98 or under $100. You like, all right, bet I see that. Set like $500 aside or $300, whatever amount you can, and go out and buy that product. Now you might be thinking, okay, I'm trying to think of a really good example. Let's just say a blender. It's a blender. Let's actually look. Let's look. Walmart.com. What Black Friday sales do they got? All right. So they have this right here. Like something like this little coffee thing. It's coffee maker, right? Let's see. So right now it's definitely cheap, but we want to see what it's looking like on a regular basis, right? So mind you, you can go ahead and get this coffee maker for $28. It sells for like 53. This is because people are just buying and people are hilarious. They're trying to get the sales before that's interesting. That's smart actually. I ain't never think of that. But it's sell for like 40 to $50. You can go ahead and get three of them Johns and go ahead and sell them. Oh, they sell for $59 usually. Okay. So yeah, I would buy them because they're low cost. And then when I buy them, how are they for Black Friday they on sale? Yeah. Interesting. But I would buy it and then I would just list it up on OfferUp, Facebook, all of that. Because everybody that wasn't able to get that sale, they just gonna flock back to you. So that's what I would do. But thank you guys to everybody that has viewed and watched. I appreciate you guys. I hope you guys continue to make money work for you. I love you guys like a fat kid love cake, and I will see you guys in the next video, man. Y'all take care. Y'all be safe. Y'all stay focused and build that system. Okay, I don't know when you're watching, but I'm telling you, build that system. Once you build the system, you're gonna be straight. I promise you, you're gonna be straight. I promise you. But if you don't have no system, there ain't no telling what can happen to you. It might knock you off your pedestal, or it might knock you off your feet and knock you off your focus. And you don't need that. You gotta stay focused. All right, guys. I love you guys, man. And I'll see y'all later. Peace.